Jimmy's Lock of the Week.
Ooh, that's a big lock, all right.
I love that one. This is so good. Those are just treats. Every sound drops.
How could you not love a good Simpsons drop right there?
Exactly.
So
I think I said this to you guys that I had no idea who Jimmy was, what that was a reference to when I watched The Simpsons. Like
why would you?
Yeah,
I know.
Why would you?
Parents exposed me to a lot of R-rated movies and references at a very early age, and also said, "Don't swear. Like, you swear, you're in trouble." As I'm watching like Terminator 2 and stuff at like 6.
All right, I was 3-2 last week. Switching to the Bucks from the Jets is just a particularly heartbreaking moment. I was going to have that right. This was at the last one. I deserve that. I absolutely deserve that. I'm 13-17 on the year. I promise you, it's not going to get better after this week. I pretty much just picked games at random from the entire slate. I thought about them, and then I clicked on it, and then I was like, that doesn't seem right. And then I clicked off of it, and then I changed them about 10 different times. Here is my reasoning for all of my picks this week. Okay. The Browns are getting 6.5 in the run your pool line against the Ravens. That's too many points. Like, I don't think I don't know how good the Ravens are. I don't know how bad the Browns are.
Mm-hmm.
This is the type of season where, like, if you're getting almost a touchdown and you're not definitively worse, I think, than the team that you're playing against, I'm just taking the points. So that's my thought process with the Browns and the Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm going against that theory, and I'm taking the Bengals minus 5.5 against the Falcons. I think the Bengals have hit a little bit of a stride on offense in the sense that they are figuring some stuff out. I also think their defense is really good. So I could see them being a touchdown better than the Falcons at home, and I didn't really like many of the other lines. Similar thought process with the Colts and the Titans. I don't think either of those teams are better than the other. I'm going to take the Colts getting 2.5 points in that game.
Yes.
They're getting points. Whatever.
Talk about welcome back on the Colts.
Right? We had them in the shadow realm for the last few weeks, and we pulled them back in.
And I'm not happy about it. No one's proud of it. I have the Texans plus 6.5 against the Raiders. Similar thinking. It's like, I don't think the Raiders are 6.5 points better than anyone. They might be, but I truly have no idea. So I'm going to take the points there. And Patrick Mahomes giving less than a field goal to anyone, especially against a Niners team that may be really beat up on defense. I'm taking the Chiefs minus 2.5.
Okay. I totally understand. It seems like just take points. It's kind of like not a bad strategy.
Yeah, but then you get to a place where you're taking the Texans,
or you're taking or last weekend it's like, oh yeah, like I'm really going to bet on the Steelers offense, like against the Bucks, and yeah, it turned out that was okay. But no, last week I went 3-2. I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with my 3-2. We all talked ourselves into that Broncos bet, which I was pretty like, good job. Good job, us. That was studying worked out right in that game. But overall, I'm 17-13. I'm okay with that. First one, I'm going with the Falcons plus 5.5. I think they have covered every spread so far this year. I think they're undefeated.
It's probably the correct choice. I don't know why I picked the Bengals.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like that's just me jinxing it right then and there. The Bengals they do have a good defense. They do have some issues in the interior front right now, some injuries. The Falcons, what do they like to do? Pound that rock. Yeah. So maybe they can muck it up. They run a lot of cover 2. Dean Pease does, and that's given Burrow some issues. So I'm curious if they can get them. Next one, Jaguars minus 2.5 hosting the Giants. I feel awful about this. I think the Jaguars have turned into pumpkin. They realize, oh yeah, we have nobody that can go deep. We have nobody. Everything that I thought about the Jaguars' offensive skill players has come true. I should have just stuck with my gut, and I got talked into it by going, oh no, yeah, they can really make it offense.
Early season excitement.
Yeah, Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram and everybody else. Like Zay Jones is their top outside weapon, and Marvin Jones is still running wrong routes. Yeah, that's really going great. Next, I'm on the Colts too. I grabbed them back from the shadow realm, out the gulag. They got a reprieve. I don't know, but plus 2.5. The Titans, I have no idea what to make of the Titans. I think the Colts found a little bit of a strike against the Jaguars, but then that just is my counter argument against the Jaguars and betting on them. So let's just not think about this for too long. Next one, I'm going Cowboys hosting the Lions, minus 6.5. Great get right game for Dak to come back against this Lions defense. I just also think that this Cowboys defense can really muck up. I really like what that Lions offensive line does and everything, and I love their run game and everything. But I just want to see. I think this Cowboys offense is going to have a big advantage against them, and they're at home. Maybe a little Dak excitement. Dak is back. Mm-hmm. Next, last one. Same thing. Chiefs -2.5 at the 49ers. Same line of thinking, especially if the 49ers defense does get banged up early or they aren't as healthy as we're hoping that they can be. I want this to be a good game. I think this Chiefs team is a good team, though. And yep, -2.5, less than a field goal. I'm going to take it with Patrick Mahomes.
Awfully hard to ignore that Chiefs -2.5. I'm going there too, you guys. 3-2 for me. Last week, 19-11 on the season. Let's keep it rolling. Couple of unanimous picks, Chiefs being one of them. Everything you guys said, I'll just move right on. Colts. We were destined to come back to the Colts one of these weeks with all three of us being on them without like a great reason to do it.
No,
and especially against the Titans, like it's perfect. It's perfect.
I am a spineless person with absolutely no willpower or integrity. Like I actively loathe myself 85% of the time, and this Colts situation is exactly why.
This is perfect. It's like we all blacked out on.
I just spend so much of my time wishing I was a different person than I am, and this exact thing with the Colts is the ultimate epitome of that.
It's like we all blacked out on September 6th and like thought what we thought about the Colts and Titans then, and then woke up today. We're like, oh my God, Colts getting 2.5 against the Titans. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
But
I love
does
that.
It feels like they did figure something out with the offensive line last week, right? They're getting Jonathan Taylor back. Get those huge numbers for Michael Pittman, and Alec Pierce had another nice game. Like it does feel like the offense maybe at least turned a corner last week. So I feel okay about that pick. I am with you, Robert, against Nate. I like the Bengals -5.5. Another team that seems like it did figure something out with that all shotgun offense last week. So I'll go ahead and trust the Bengals here. My last two picks, I'm jumping right on tonight, getting things started tonight. Cardinals -1.5 against the Saints. DeAndre Hopkins back for the Cardinals. One player can't make an offense, but last year, the first 7 games before DeAndre got hurt, here's what this team did. 38 points, 34 points, 31 points, 37 points, then 17 against the 49ers. And DeAndre had 6 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown, 37 points, 31 points. So this is a different offense with DeAndre Hopkins healthy. I think
that was like 4 versions of Call of Duty ago, though. Like, I don't.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point, but I'm going to go ahead and risk that and go ahead and bet on the Cardinals to cover the 1.5. And then this is sort of a game the system play for me. Jets are +3.5 in run your pool against the Broncos. In real life, they're just +1. I want nothing to do with the +1. I would maybe even like the Broncos -1. But at +3.5, this just has all the makings of a field goal game. I know I'm buying high on the Jets with this line, but I still feel like at the 3.5 number that we get in the pool, I would go ahead and take it. I'm not touching Jets +1, which is what you have to do right now if you want to bet on it for real. But at 3.5, I'll jump on and make that my 5th pick in this pool.
That might be a 6-3 game.
That's gonna be
certainly could be. Either way, I feel
I'm
good.
curious about that game. That might get a screen for me. That might be a game that win my 3rd screen.
We spent so much time talking about ugly football. Zach Wilson, I believe his passer rating under pressure this year is like 2. And the Broncos have the best pass rush at the highest pressure rate in the NFL. Listen, I don't think the Broncos are going to do much against what the Jets defense has been like. Right. But we're talking about the Broncos being able to muck up any game they play in. This is another one of those.
Right. And we talk about those simulated pressures giving Shanahan offenses some issues. That's where Mike LaFleur's from. So we'll see. I'm curious about that game.
Beautiful.
That's where we're at. We're excited about potential 6-3 games. That's where we're at.